Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanie and this is Elementary in the City. I am going to be a 7th year second grade teacher in Pennsylvania, and today I want to talk about advice for new teachers. We have all been there. It is very taxing, it's frustrating, it's emotional, but you will get through it. And here are 10 tips that I will give to new teachers starting out. The first tip I would give to new teachers is make a dismissal plan cheat sheet. I know I'm jumping right into it to the end of the day for your first day, but trust me, this will save you. One thing that I did, and I got this from one of the lead teachers on our second grade team at my old school, is create a little dismissal plan cheat sheet. Yours doesn't have to be fancy like this. It can literally be a piece of paper with your student's name and who's going to pick them up or who most likely picks them up at the end of the day. This will help you out drastically. You don't know who these parents are. A lot of kids get picked up by different people every day. They have an endless list for chaperones and pickups at the end of the day, and you want to make sure that the child is going to the right person. So one thing that I created for this year is I have a dismissal plan that I created on PowerPoint, and I am going to make one for each student. So I'll write my student's name here. I created little icons that are included with your PowerPoint, and I'm not sure if I'll change these or not. It really depends on what my school offers. At my last school, we had some kids get on a school bus going to a specific aftercare program. Some kids are being picked up by an adult. Some kids are being picked up by other siblings, maybe in the school or outside of school. Some walk or run because they run to the gate at the end of school. Then I have a backpack here for after school programs. And what I plan on doing is just giving it a check, maybe it's multiple checks, listing the pickup people who pick them up, I don't know what else to call them, the point of contact, and then listing a phone number. This is very important for when no one shows up and it is now 45 minutes after school was released. So you want to make sure you have a phone number and you keep that updated at all times. I also left space at the bottom just in case I have to write little notes like who cannot pick up a child, because believe it or not, that does happen where there are court orders where there are people who cannot pick up a child, or little notes for maybe they're only in after school programs on Thursday, and I want to make sure I write that down there. I will laminate this and write on this with a Sharpie. Sharpies, as we all know by now, can be erased using Expo markers, so I'll laminate it, write on it with a Sharpie, and I give these to the students at the end of the day if we have dismissal outside. That way, they have to give this to me before they can leave. We don't want kids just running off. You don't know who they went with. You don't know where they're at. Make sure they hand this to you. Some teachers have them shake their hand, do a little hug or something like that before they leave. That way you can see who that child left with and you know that they're safe. My second tip goes into decoration of your classroom, our favorite part. You finally have your classroom, you have all these ideas. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. A lot of teachers I've seen on YouTube struggled after their first year with their doors. Yes, the inside of your door that's actually facing your classroom. If you put paper on your door, the bottom is going to get destroyed. It's not going to look cute. It's going to be ripped. It's going to be dirty. It happens. So one way to prevent that is, depending on the type of door you have, if you have a wooden door, staple fabric on it. Fabric does not tear. It can get dirty, but it can get wiped clean as well, and it lasts much longer, and you don't have to take it down every year. Or depending on the outline of your door, maybe you leave that part blank or put certain decorations that if it falls you can stick it back up, and leave all the big things for the top and the middle of the door. It is going to happen. The bottom of that door is going to get destroyed. It's okay. Just be prepared for that. This year I'm going to try contact paper, and I will let you know how that turns out. Crossing fingers that it won't tear as easily as paper because I don't have a wooden door that I'm able to staple fabric on. So hopefully contact paper will do the job. Tip number 3, when making anchor charts throughout the year, make sure you laminate them, especially the beautiful ones that you got off of Pinterest that you worked so hard on. Laminate it, because when you put those anchor charts up by the window, those markers will fade. They'll fade with the lamination as well, but it takes much longer to do so. So make sure you laminate your papers. You don't want them getting wrinkled. You don't want them getting torn. You don't want there to be a moist day in your classroom or the air conditioner leaks, or I've seen it all and now the bottom part is wet, or now you have marker ink stains dripping. Laminate your anchor chart. My 4th tip goes back to decorating your classroom. You have this vision in your head. You want an inspiration board. You want quotes on this board. You want pretty pictures and decorations on that board. Ask admin what are the mandatory things that you need to have hung. At my old school, in the beginning of my career, it was mandatory that we kept a tracker up of the students' reading levels. It was mandatory that we had a reading board, a reading board, and an enrichment board, and a math board. It was mandatory that we had a math anchor chart up that told the module we were on, the topic we were on, and little drawn examples. It was mandatory we had a board for student work. So make sure you ask what you need to have up before you go ahead and decorate this beautiful classroom and have to eventually take things down. My 5th tip for new teachers is it's okay to reset norms in the middle of the year. It's okay to reset norms in the middle of the class, okay? If you're noticing we have squiggly kids, whispering kids, playful kids, they are not listening to you, they're not retaining the information you're giving anyway. It's okay to stop. Sometimes you have to dim the lights. Sometimes you have to bring them to the carpet, have a little talk about the importance of what you're teaching, regroup them, have them stretch, take a trip to the water fountain, come back to start again. That is okay. As new teachers, as teachers period, we want to get our content done. We want to get this lesson done. We have a certain amount of time. However, if your kids aren't paying attention to you, you'll just have to reteach it anyway. So it's okay to stop, reset, and then continue. My 6th tip for you has to do with homework. How are you going to organize papers that come to you? Homework, is it homework books? Is there homework folders? How are you going to organize that? What system are you going to use? What I use right now, and I love it and will never go back, is I have a 30-slot mailbox that I use. Each student has their own mailbox. When I get papers from the office, I put it in each student mailbox, even if they're here or not here. That way I don't have to worry about, oh, this kid was absent on Tuesday. Let me have them go to this absent folder and print. No, it's already in their mailbox ready to go. When they come in the morning, they pull out their homework folder, pull out their homework book, stick it in their mailbox. I can go over and check through what I need to check through later. It will save your life. If you just have a bin for homework folders or a bin for homework books, it eventually gets very crowded in the front of your room or wherever you store it, especially if you have multiple cohorts, and it gets messy. Kids forget to take things out of their book bag. You won't even know because all you're doing is looking at a pile. In the mailbox, I can see which kids' mailboxes are empty, and I can say, hey, go get your homework folder, go get your homework book. Have a system in place that'll be easy for you to organize, easy for you to check it if you need to, and easy for kids to access. That also brings us to tip 7. Do not underestimate paper flow. A lot of YouTubers right now are getting the 10 drawer organizer, which is fine. They're getting 3 drawer Stairlight organizers, which is fine. I do not want you to underestimate the paper flow, because not only are you going to have new worksheets that you're handing out to children for each subject, they might have worksheets that they just finished that you need to get back. What are you going to do with those? Where are you going to put tests or quick checks? Where are you going to put notes that students brought from home, permission slips, dismissal plans, things of that nature? Think about how you want to organize things. Right now, I have a 3-drawer filing cabinet. The first filing cabinet I am going to use, I'm going to have a folder for each student, and that's where I'm going to put graded work. Done. If it's report card time, whatever, I can pull out their folder, see how they're doing. Excellent. There's going to be another drawer where I deal with sub-plans. Where am I going to keep my extra copies in case I have an emergency and I have to leave or I cannot come in that day? I have that all right there. You don't want piles of paper out. It feels overwhelming and cluttered. You want to have them in an organized system that you can tuck away and pull out whenever you need to do that. Number 8, it's okay to change seats or rearrange your whole classroom in the middle of the year. If it's not working, it's not working. I don't want you to think that because it's a Thursday in October, you cannot change seats and you don't want to mess up student routines. If they're so comfortable that they feel like they can talk and act up in your classroom, then it's time to do a change. And I make it a whole classroom event. I make it a cleaning event. We go through our folders, we take out old stuff, I'll write a list or put a copy of things on the board of things that need to go in the trash. They'll take that out their folder, they're spring clean, and I'm like, A and B, you're switching seats. C and D, you're switching seats. And it just becomes a whole thing because you want to be as efficient in your classroom as possible. You want your students to learn. That is why we are there. And if they're sitting next to their best friend and they're making friends every week and they're a little chatty, it's okay to switch their seats and have them understand that it's so that they can be the best that they can be. It is quite all right. It is also okay to rearrange your whole classroom. Maybe you don't like the way that the chairs are grouped right now, that the seats are grouped, because it's hard for you to maneuver around the classroom. It looked cute when all the chairs were pushed in the beginning of the year, but now that you have bodies sitting in that chair, it's a little tight to get through the rows. So it's okay to rearrange chairs like that too. You sit the students on the carpet the next day or the next morning, you explain to them what happened, and then you show them their new seats. It's okay. Resetting norms is not as scary as it seems. Number 9, don't forget to have fun with your kids. First year teaching can be so stressful. You've never been observed in this capacity before. You've never had 30 set of eyes staring at you depending on solely you before for this long of a time. It can be very nerve-wracking. So we drill, we do routines. When I was student teaching, my co-op teacher, she told me I need to go in the mirror and practice my serious face because you don't want kids to take advantage of you. So you try to be strict, you try to do this, you try to do that, set this norm, put that rule in place. But it's okay to sit back and have fun with your kids. Joke with your kids. Listen to their stories. Great. Oh, a dinosaur fell from the sky? Oh my gosh, what did you do? It's okay to listen to them. It's okay to get them excited about things. Guys, we're going to stay out for recess 5 minutes early or 5 minutes extra today because you're that amazing. Have them love you because then they'll respect you a lot more and they'll enjoy your classes a lot more. It's okay. You want your kids to love you as a person as you love them as a person because that helps build classroom community and your rapport with the children. And finally, tip number 10. Don't underestimate your worth. You made it here. You worked hard to be here. Your principal saw something in you and they said, I can entrust this person with the futures of these children. So you need to believe in yourself as well. It gets hard for everyone, whether you've been teaching for 2 months, whether you've been teaching for 20 years. Each set of kids are different. Each individual child is different. So you have your ups and you have your downs, and that's okay. But you are here because you are worth it. You've done the work. You've done the research. You've done the practice, and you're learning as you go because that's a part of teaching. So understand your worth. You are here. I believe in you. You are enough. Thank you so much for watching those tips for new teachers. I hope you have a great school year. Relax. It is the summertime. You will get there. You will have your chance and you will do amazing. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell for more videos like this. I hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.